fits in
Oh,
between.
okay. Oh, good call.
Mm-hmm. Make all the things work. All right, still recording.
Nice.
I presume if I see things happening on the board, like I don't have a meter on the recorder itself.
Okay.
Like I know everything is the recorder, but
It's all one
we'll,
giant recorder.
we'll find out. I mean, this is at least streaming. It's going through there. I see the bumps over there.
Nice.
I should actually probably bring this up and make sure it's actually going out the way it's going out. People have not responded to X, Y, and Z, so that's interesting. Let's see. And let's see. Oh, yay. That's us talking and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Sounds good. Hopefully there's less like background buzz and stuff when we do this too now. So, hi guys. Hello out there in the chat room and stuff. We're sharing this out. Boy. And I got a mute button.
Oh, mute.
For my sniffs.
Mute?
I can mute. I can mute each one of you independently now, without changing your levels and stuff.
Nice.
So that's
So
nice.
if I decide to cough.
Yeah, I can be like, which one is he? Which one is he?
Okay.
You know, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm going to start a party. What's up? If you guys are just checking us out on some other lines, please head on over to Facebook where we have the chat room going on. That's where we will see you guys doing stuff a little more straightforward. Oh, I'm getting all my stuff. Why am I? I need to mute this thing. Oh, this is the thing about this OtterBox. Sometimes it's too big for cases, too big for clipper things, and then I have a pervy. Did I say peavy? Peavy. Somebody responded to my thing about posting the old board, and he says I have a pervy USB I've been trying to unload. All right. So, hello. We're live there. Just sharing. And if anybody wants to go on the Twitter and share our Periscope feed over there, we have that going on. AwesomeCast and not Sorgatron Media. We'll have to fix that for later. But we're definitely live. Yes, I know we're not. Hey, there we are. Hello! My hair's sticking up. There we go. Nope, it's just...
Are you still playing Mario Kart?
Am I? No, I'm not.
No.
I'm not. I fell out of it.
I fell out.
I
too.
fell out of it.
Yeah,
But I
fell hard.
paid for it while I was there.
Yeah, I canceled my subscription.
You just
in
fell all
early
out on it.
December.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't keep me.
It just
Oh, do we still need the white thing?
you don't need the. No, you don't need it. You could it's not in the shot,
Okay, I
So-
didn't know.
and it might be the run sheet for a wrestling show. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
What's back there?
it's okay. So nobody sees it. Good. We're gonna keep kayfabe on this show. All right, you guys ready?
Sure.
Rock and roll.
I don't remember which of these stories I read, but we'll see where this goes.
And we won't interrupt them 12 times.
Hey.
Oh, we might.
You
All
never
right,
know.
we are recording. Here we go. Hey guys, it's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast, episode 478. Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter, here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in the Beachview neighborhood of Pittsburgh, PA, ready to talk geeky with you guys. Talking geeky with you guys. I don't know if we sound different yet. We'll find out later. But we are operating on some new hardware, the new hotness, because the other one died. So we put it on the charge card, and here we are on our new hardware. That maybe we'll talk about. Maybe I'll talk about next week after I've kind of had a week with it. But look for a little bit of preview unboxing video that I recorded a little bit of today. But anyways, with us in studio, first of all, he is the gadget guru at Big Bank International Esquire. He is John Chichilla.
That's me. How's it going?
Hi, buddy.
It's good to be back in the studio.
Good.
I think
good.
I was at home last week.
You were at home last night from Studio C. It was good to have you back in. And also back with us, also from doing some other tech things over at Big Bank International, is Crazy Kraus, Ron Kraus.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Welcome back. Your first show in 2020. I know
Yeah,
you
how
took a
about that?
hiatus because you had
Church stuff.
church stuff to do. I don't know if we can, but I think we talked about on here a little bit.
Yeah.
You were involved in some
Choir.
productions.
Singing.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not much of a singer, but they asked me to be involved, so I was.
I think you're probably a good baritone. Is that right?
Yeah, it's in that neighborhood.
Seems right. I remember my choir days. I actually got to see my high school choir room recently. For the
Nice.
first time in like 20 years. That was weird. But anyways, this is the Awesome Cast where we revisit old times. Hey, producer Missy is also with us, and she has a microphone hooked up, and it will always be hooked up because we have a bigger board now. So, hey, producer Missy, is that thing working?
Is this where you expect me to talk?
Yes, it works. You still hear her unmute herself, but that's fine. That's fine. That's you know she's coming.
Well, it's either you hear me unmute myself or you hear me typing throughout the entire show.
The next thing I need to do is put more cameras in here so we have every angle of producer Missy hanging out over there and everything too.
I think you have an extra one.
We got extra ones. It's just hooking them up. And listen, it's how many cameras do we have, and how many do we have to tear out of the studio every weekend to do other productions? It's a balancing act, and at this point, all these microphones are going to disappear at some point and have to be
And
reset.
The other thing is I really don't like being on camera.
There's that
so
too.
I will completely put more monitors in front of my face if that's the case.
We got a big stack. I mean, we got to put an extra jib crane to get over that giant one that Chilla loaned me. That's on my desk now. Holy crap! It's
heavy,
dude. It's huge. It's amazing. My productivity has been huge since going to that. It's great for editing. So it's an old cinema display.
like 2K,
Like
4K, 2K.
only 2K. It's actually a lower resolution than my MacBook, my 2018 MacBook, but just bigger. And
A whole lot bigger.
and I'm only editing in HD.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's plenty.
I only need one of the Ks.
You only need
Just
one.
eight.
I
Okay.
only need one of the Ks, and it's fantastic. So we'll see.
So you have an extra K to spare?
I got an extra K of overhead. Whereas on the laptop, I had about 3 extra Ks of overhead. I don't know, maybe 4. I can't remember what a retina is.
So that leads to an interesting discussion before we get into the awesome things of the week. So, do you use the ports on the back of the display?
I do.
So did I,
Mm-hmm.
and I missed those ports.
Mhm.
I needed a different size monitor to
I
fit.
have a lot of stuff going into one hub.
And that's okay. But there's still all of that capability where I don't feel like any monitor today
It fits that.
fits that mold.
Because you had 3 USBs, you have a FireWire, which you're not going to get. Well, actually, I do use it because I still have a FireWire
Camera?
hard drive.
Okay, hard drive.
So that it also has USB, but it spares me a USB. And I just realized I was like, I should probably plug Ethernet into this, so it's like a little less taxing on the Wi-Fi. But I don't know if I have a good router over there that would be full speed. What else is the power comes through it? No, the power doesn't come through it.
the power comes.
No, the power does come through it because I Thunderbolted it through. It's a Thunderbolt adapter into it, so I need to buy another one because I need those for live streaming gigs as well. So we took from that. It's there's a lot going on.
But I guess the moral of the story for me is I wish other companies would go back to that concept, because even at work I have one that has you plug one USB plug into your laptop and it has 4 USBs on the monitor, 2 on the
Right.
side and 2 underneath.
Yeah.
So even to put in a thumb drive or a hard drive or whatever,
It's convenient.
it's convenient for when I just want to unplug and not have to take that stuff with me. But when I get back to the mothership, all that stuff is pre-connected.
Yeah, I'm going to feel really sad when I take this thing on trips and only have the monitor and those USBs and hope I brought all the adapters. Anyways, we got to get into some business. This is the AwesomeCast. You can check out everything at awesomecast.com. Email us at awesomecast@sorgatronmedia.com. Tweet us at awesomecast. And, of course, follow the AwesomeCast Facebook page and group. A lot of great discussion happening on the Facebook group. We'll have a few of the stories in the rundown for today. And please subscribe to us on your favorite podcast app. Watch video versions on Facebook and YouTube, and now Instagram. Actually, I need to add that in there. We're posting as long as we talked about last week. As long as we stay under our hour limit on this show, this entire show will be on Instagram, IGTV, even though none of you are downloading the app. But still, like, you get it in Instagram, and if you watch content through there, and we're going to see if you guys do or not, to be honest, and maybe new people do. I don't know. Follow AwesomeCast over on Instagram to see how that works out as well, even if you're just interested in seeing how that does happen. You can also check us out every Tuesday on the AwesomeCast Facebook Live at 7 p.m. Eastern. We also streaming on Sorgatron and AwesomeCast, Sorgatron Media and AwesomeCast, Twitter Periscope, Twitch page for Sorgatron Media, as well as our YouTube pages. If you're joining us on any of those, please keep in mind we are on the Facebook Live over on that page. That is the live chat room that we are paying attention to through the night. Just like I see Dave Potter of the Tiny Shutter podcast is in there. My mother is in there, Brian Crawford of pghmuseums.org, who just stopped in the studio actually 10 minutes before the show to say hi. Patreon, Michael Fedor, and Hank Hudson. Hi, what's up? Anyway, somebody's got it on. Somebody's checking it out there. Also, please check out our partners at 405media.com streaming us, and our friends at Post Industrial Audio at postindustrial.com. Had a great meeting with those guys last week as well. Looking forward to see what they got coming on this year. And, of course, if you're catching us later on one of the other outlets, have some comments or tell us what tell us what we got wrong or are different over here. Hit us on the tweets at AwesomeCast and the hashtag AC478. So let's get into, well, first, Patreon supporters. Thank you, patreon.com/AwesomeCast. You guys out there, our friends at the $5 coffee club level, you guys are going to get us talking about the new Star Wars because all of us have finally seen it, and we have some opinions. So you can check that out if you're in there. Matt Weller, John Diggy DeGore, and John Carmen, and our friends at the Fan of Show dollar level, Michael Fedor, the longest running Patreon supporter, and our friends at pghmuseums.org. Now let's get into our awesome things of the week. Let's start with Kraus because you're the news for this week, sir. You're the converted. You're dog fooding right now.
Yep, I am.
You're the temporarily converted. You're the Android Microsoft guy in our iOS world. By the way, most of the stuff over here is Microsoft. I want to point out that I'm running this show on. I want to point that out. But still.
But still.
So what are you doing?
Well, I'm living in the iOS world.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah,
okay, so wait,
I made the switch.
So you got an iPhone 11.
Uh-huh.
And what iPad is that?
The new one.
Is it a Pro?
No, it's the
new standard iPad.
New standard iPad.
Standard, what, 9 point whatever inch iPad.
Wait, no, 10
inch. 10 inches.
10.2 or whatever.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They did bump up a little bit.
Yeah.
So tell me, so how's it going? And why are you doing this?
Well, first of all, my day-to-day at Big Bank International is mobility. So I'm a mobility guy. That's what I do for a living. And while my wife has an iPhone, I don't live the iPhone life, so to speak. And so while, yes, I can help and I play around with an iPad or an iPhone every now and again, I really don't have that quote-unquote experience with living the iPhone world. So I decided that in January I was going to make the switch. Big Bank bought me some new hardware this year, and I took my SIM card and popped it over, and I'm going to give it at least a month. I might even go longer. We'll see.
He's not going back to Android.
No, I didn't say I'm not going back.
Welcome over to the Apple side.
Yeah.
We have
cookies.
gaming subscriptions.
Yeah.
And no cookies, because I think we got rid of those.
Although that is one of
But so's Google, I guess.
The subscription thing is one of my biggest complaints.
Really?
Because
I'm loving my subscription overlords.
Because Android users thinks everything should be free.
Mm-hmm.
And developers should make no
how's
money.
your subscription?
No.
How's your Android Plus subscription, buddy?
No, it's not that. It's okay, for example, we were talking about this earlier. I have a couple ringtones. One I use for my alarm clock, one I use for my phone, my text tone.
Yeah.
I have them on my Google Drive. Every time I get a new Android device, I literally copy them down from the Google Drive
Okay.
onto the phone, hit the button, search for them, boom. They're now my text tone. They're now my alarm clock. Perfect. On Apple, I've now attempted 4 times to convert those files to what Apple wants, and I've still not been successful.
Well, I think we figured out you might be using an old
maybe I'm using old instructions.
Yeah, instructions. I mean, the same thing happens on Android, right?
Yeah,
I've done that before.
Well, no, it's an MP3. Android doesn't care.
Okay.
You just
listen.
Here.
Let me tell you about M4A and why it's better than everything.
Okay.
No, I'm not. That's not what's happening. Okay. There are always going to be little things.
And there are, of course. Everything's going to have its own little things.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's been a pretty enjoyable experience. I can see why people like the platform. But there's just quirks. Like, for example, my Fitbit. The only way I can get my step count to increase is to launch the app and let the Fitbit sync. I have background synchronization turned on and everything, but literally, if I want any of my others, like my Fitness Pal or anything, to get those steps, I have to open the Fitbit app 2 or 3 times a day, let it pull the new data, and then go. Then suddenly everything is okay. It just doesn't do a whole. And then everybody says to me, "Oh, let's get an Apple Watch." But my Fitbit was $129.
Why don't you complete the full set?
Yeah.
Get your Apple Watch. Get your Apple TV.
Yeah,
I'm sure Chilla
Apple
has
TV
3 of them sitting in a closet for you.
I have an Apple TV. At home.
So I mean, just complete the whole set.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep getting thrown when I look down at my watch and it has the controls for whatever I'm watching on my Apple TV. And again, these are things I've just experienced because I've had internet for the last 2 months for the first time in a while since I've gotten all these devices. So it's like I stepped forward in the future a little bit. So how long are you doing this?
At least a month.
At least a month on iOS devices. And this is so
I've
understand.
put down all the Android. I haven't put it down. I still carry it in my bag.
Yeah.
But I'm living in the Apple ecosystem.
And we talked about you're doing Apple Mail and everything, which I advise against. To be by personal preferences, do not do it.
You're right.
Yeah, but I know you're doing it for a reason, so you know how it works.
Right.
And
I want to experience what my users are experiencing.
Yeah.
So.
That's good. That's a really good collective thing. I think we have somebody else in the chat room who's done that recently. My mother says you need an Apple Watch. So there it is. Potter saying one of us.
Yeah.
Yes. So well, welcome.
Thanks.
I definitely want. How many weeks? How far into this are you?
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I want another. I want you back here in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Or 3 weeks or however after the thing to see what are the final determinations off of this.
Yeah, and then when I leave this,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be going to the S10 because the Android 10 release just came out. So that'll be my next test.
In relation, Chachi, who I think didn't you just hop over to the Pixel from the Samsung?
He went from Pixel to the Galaxy S9.
From the Galaxy
from this
series.
Galaxy
forever.
S9.
Forever he's been on the Galaxy.
I bought his old S9.
Oh, did you?
Or Note. I'm sorry, Note 9.
No.
Literally that one.
That
literally
right there. I didn't
this
realize that's what
device.
we're doing.
Which one
Right here.
did he get, the 4 or the 3?
I feel like it was the 4, maybe. But he says he did that as well, the iOS month, and he says it sucked. So he's been, this guy, he's also had Android since the first Android phone. So he has literally grown up with Android, much like how I have grown up with from the first iPhone that I got secondhand.
I still miss the Sidekick.
You miss the Sidekick. I mean, we all miss the Sidekick. I mean, the feeling like you're like pulling out a batarang to do that.
Telnet client.
Telnet clients, yeah.
Wow.
There it is. Anyways, so Chilla, what is your awesome thing of the week?
So my awesome thing is there is a dad who modified the Xbox adaptive controller to help his daughter play Zelda Breath of the Wild. So this gentleman hails from the UK, Rory Steele, got his daughter a Nintendo Switch at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
And his daughter suffers from HSP. It's a hereditary, and I'm going to mess up the pronunciation. So it's pretty much a fine motor and speech disability. So he actually took...
Oh, wow.
He considers himself a little bit of a tinkerer, as
Mm-hmm.
he says in the article. And he customized the control pad for the Switch by emulating the Joy-Con buttons on
Flavor, how is it?
Oh,
Microsoft
Good,
Adaptives or Microsoft Xbox Adaptive Controller, which, if you remember last year on the Super Bowl, Microsoft did a big splash with their adaptive
Yeah.
controller, and they've followed up on that in a couple of other segments. So between the adaptive controller and some parts from eBay, at about $143, he built a controller so his daughter could play Breath of the Wild, which I thought was pretty amazing.
That is
And,
awesome.
and they're playing video from their Twitter of her with the controller right now. And this is, there wasn't much more adaptation from the controller, is there? Do you have to rebuild from the original controller to do this, or is it just adapting it to?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh, it is a little bit of both. So it looks like it's got two joysticks in the middle and then just buttons around all the outside. If you're looking at it there, and he's got an adapter underneath that goes to, which I think and here's a lot of the rigging. It looks like underneath the buttons that he did. If you're on the video with us here. So that's interesting, and by comparison, there's the adaptive controller, the original adaptive controller. And actually, it's just two pads for the most part on the Xbox.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of other pieces, and there's
Right,
plug-in.
it's
there's
adapting-
pluggable pieces
Okay.
that you plug in.
Oh, it's that thing. Okay, because we had this before because we talked with somebody at the Alpha Lab demo day that was doing this. I think they were called like Black Box or something. It's in I know it's in our stuff. Okay, so you can plug other devices into it as well. Like I'm seeing all these other kind of buttons and switches and toggles that you're doing, and that's the big thing because you really have to adapt for the element.
For the actual person, right?
Yeah, so I mean that's really cool. So awesome, and hopefully, I mean I think Xbox was the first to do this on the company level for a console. Is that true?
Which, as far as I know, yes. And I will say, if you ever get a chance, and I could not find the video before the show today, but if you ever find the video that shows the box that the adaptive controller comes in,
Mm-hmm.
the box is completely accessible, whether you pretty much for any accommodation or disability.
So if I'm handicapped, and need this thing, I probably can't get into the typical store box of an electronics.
Yes, the box
It
is
is
completely accessible.
Really, that's
Yeah,
cool.
super cool.
Just a lot of open thinking. I love that. I love that. Cool. So go check that out. And please, if you're on the audio, we'll have the links to the story in the notes and the show description. And please go check that out. It's really cool to see her playing those games. So I kind of have two. I have a mini awesome, and I have a main awesome that is working off Chachi or Chilla's. Sorry, Chachi's in the chat room talking. Chilla's previous awesome. So first, I'll do this one. This is your little connector. Let me double check what the full name of this. This is the, and this my brother had one too. This is just that little $10 thing, and it's amazing what difference this thing makes. Is the Weppy Geek foldable controller mobile phone holder and I have it on an Xbox One controller. What this does to open up your gaming is pretty awesome. I'm so sad my Mega Man games are not compatible with this, but all the Sega Forever games are. But to the point where I'm finding games now that I've had on here for a while, and I'm reinstalling Grand Theft Auto 3 to stuff that makes sense. But I didn't know that the Telltale games will adapt to having a controller on the phone.
So will Knights of the Old Republic?
Knights of the Old Republic, like ones like that. Unfortunately, other ones that I can think of are probably not compatible with the current iOS. So that makes me sad because I have a lot of like arcade games and things that were on there. I'm getting a message. There it is. But yeah, though this was great to kind of jump in here, and I still need to. I've been playing Batman: The Enemy Within, and I hadn't for a while because honestly, because Apple Arcade and things like that. Plus, just Apple Arcade in general. Like, there's games on there, like the skate game that the Aldo's Adventure guys did. I hate the touch controls for it. I just cannot get into them. But I love it on my Apple TV, and I'm going to love it on this as well. So this thing also just barely fits my supersize 8 Plus in an OtterBox case. So that was a little sketchy for me. But other than that, like it's fine. I'm hoping it's not too much wear and tear stretching this thing. But yeah, this has been cool. Other surprising one, I think I'm going to play. I'll probably play Fortnite more on my phone than I will my Xbox, just in general, because that's just where I think to play, because that's where I always have. And also, Call of Duty Mobile works with the controller.
That's what I want to
awesome.
start. I haven't gotten
So,
into
I
that
mean,
I have it downloaded.
So
but I haven't started
it
playing
feels a lot like Call of Duty. And listen, I got a copy of Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 sitting there that I don't jump into. But if it's like I can pull it up and jump into it, like this feels like where I want to do that.
So I've noticed myself switching from playing on the Xbox to playing on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Even like I rebought
It's just easier.
Overwatch,
Right? Mm-hmm.
which I would never play on the TV on my Switch, but I play it sitting on my couch on the Switch. I've seen myself grabbing a couple other titles that I've owned on other platforms, which is where I think I'll probably take a hiatus from a lot of the Xbox content until xCloud comes out, because then you're going to have xCloud on your iPhone with that kind of controller, and I think that's perfect.
Now, my brother has the xCloud beta, and he's been playing on. He's got a nice Android phone, and he was playing stuff on. What was I playing?
So is he playing in his house?
Yeah.
On his Wi-Fi?
In his house, on his Wi-Fi, on xCloud, which is interesting because I have an older laptop at home, and I tried using the in-house Xbox stream, and it didn't seem to work very well.
Okay.
So he said, plug it in Ethernet. I was like, this should really kind of work, shouldn't it? Maybe I'm not close enough to my Ethernet or something.
I think and that's where xCloud's gonna.
It's also a slower computer.
Switch.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the issue. You're
Okay.
not running off of xCloud. You're running off of your local
local
gameplay.
gameplay,
Right.
which is on an older Xbox One. Does that make a difference?
No,
maybe?
I think it's the technology on the back end.
Okay.
So you're doing like an old school. Remember PC Anywhere?
Yes.
Or Log Me In.
Yes.
You're getting a screen scrape of that local machine
Yes.
versus getting an optimized version running off the cloud or off the endpoint. That would be optimized to bring that to that other endpoint.
So it's already optimized to come over the internet to you versus your Xbox is sending something into the network to you, which I feel like should be easier, but maybe it's just not as good at it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that coming to iOS. I'm also looking forward to, and I need a good computer in my house because all the good computers are streaming stuff here at the studio. But I need a good computer in the house to run all my PC games, which are not like, I don't need a high-end one, just like enough to play Rocket League. And then like Rocket League on down, because I have like the first Transformers War for Cybertron, games like that, the Walking Dead stuff, Double Dragon Neon, the Duck game. I just want a computer that will run all that
So you
stuff
need a decent
and stream it, like
computer.
an okay computer. I know the computer sitting over here is good enough to do that because it runs like Street Fighter 5, but it's running our Indie Wrestling Network stuff. So now I've lost that again. So I can't play Street Fighter 5 because I'm back to streaming 24/7 on that. So that's my hang up there, but I can't wait to get that figured out. Maybe I'll get a NUC or something, and play just the stream link anytime I want in bed.
Right.
It's like, can I just do it in bed? Also, Missy's been getting into Assassin's Creed, so I want to be able to sit there and play my thing. And if that expands out to not having a laptop in my thing and just having this thing that's like this Nintendo Switch type thing with a controller, I think it's awesome. So I that stretch that. Other awesome thing, mini awesome thing. Because once again, the internet, I'm having internet in the house. I'm expanding, and I'm realizing as we're going to shop and we got Missy got a new lamp for the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, cool. We can Wi-Fi it. I got one of the plugs, and we can say, hey G, turn on the bathroom light when I'm stumbling in at 2 a.m, right?
At 50%, and then it won't be as bright.
Well, here's the thing. We're looking at LED bulbs, and I haven't looked at light bulbs for a while. I didn't know they're not still spirals, for instance. I didn't know.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I bought bulbs. And then right beside them, the same price as the bulb she was looking at was a Sylvania bulb for $8 with
Smart
Wi-Fi
bulb.
in it.
Yeah.
So that was my first attempt with that, and it was honestly easier than the plugs.
Yeah.
Although I saw complaints from some people that got the Do Home plugs that I got, that they are kind of tough to get on the network. So, but once they get in there, you're kind of okay.
Mhm.
So
My issue, or to me, the true test to the bulb or the switch is what happens when your power goes out.
I agree.
Okay.
Because I have
Okay.
the same problem.
Oh wait. Is this the thing where if the power goes out, all the lights are going to come on?
Yep.
It said, but
Even
then
if
you
it's
know.
in the middle of the day,
But then you know.
that the power, my clock's flashing. I know the power went out. I got my clock's flashing. I get a text message from Ring.
I only have the stove one, and we don't even bother setting it anymore. So last I knew. We do
Ring.
now. Well, we're actually using our kitchen now, so that makes a difference. Hey, stream. I got some bad news. It looks like that our video has frozen, and I'm going to reset the stream, and we're going to